Do you think the AI bubble will burst? So the AI hype train is running full steam ahead, but the track might be ending sooner than you might think. So I've lived through enough tech bubbles to spot warning signs, and they're flashing red right now. Companies are pouring billions of dollars into AI capabilities that just can't totally deliver. If you don't believe me, see Apple's pulling their recent AI attempts. The gap between promises and reality grows wider every day. Remember how the internet bubble burst in 2000 and the crypto bubble popped in 2022? Well, the AI bubble might be next. So look at Apple, the most valuable company on earth with unlimited resources. They just delayed their AI features indefinitely because they couldn't make them work reliably. If Apple can't make AI deliver, what chance does your startup have with a fraction of their resources? I'm going to break this down. Let's dive into it today. Welcome to Startup Pack. I'm Spencer Thompson. Here at Startup Pack, we love to train software developers and our licensed coding boot camps, as well as to build custom software solutions for companies. With a decade of executive leadership as a fractional CTO and 25 years of software development, I've mastered transforming tech teams and products. All right, so as I was saying, I'm seeing troubling signs that the AI bubble might be approaching its bursting point. Now, I don't know if it's going to totally burst and pop like we've seen some of these, but the technology is impressive. There's no doubt about that. But there's a growing chasm between what's being promised to investors and what's actually possible with today's technology. So I'm going to dive into some of this. So we're rapidly approaching a fundamental limit to how much high quality training data exists in the world for AI models. The current approach to AI improvements rely on ever larger data sets, but we're already scraping the bottom of the barrel with what's available on the public internet. So companies like OpenAI and Anthropic have already trained on most of the high quality data text on the internet, which means the future data will be of decreasingly quality. So I've learned that garbage data means garbage results out. No algorithm can magically create quality from low quality inputs. The dirty secret no AI company wants to admit is that they're approaching the point where the marginal gain from more data is rapidly diminishing. So the training data cliff represents a hard physical limit to current AI approaches that no amount of venture capital can solve. Now, there's also an accuracy paradox here, right? AI companies trumpet their models' impressive 80% accuracy scores. But think about this, 80% accuracy? This completely misses the point about what technology is actually going to be useful in the real world. Would you use a calculator that got 20% of the calculation wrong, or a spell checker that incorrectly flags every fifth word? As data sets grow larger to chase incremental improvements, they also grow messier, leading to the paradoxical situation where bigger doesn't necessarily mean better. So after decades building mission critical systems, I can tell you that 80% accuracy is completely unusable for any serious application. Imagine if your banking systems were wrong 20% of the time, right? The final leap from 80 to 99% requires for critical systems may not just be difficult. It might be fundamentally impossible with the current approaches. So this accuracy ceiling creates a hard limit on what applications AI can reliably be used for, dramatically reducing its potential market value. Now, most so-called breakthroughs in AI right now that are making headlines are carefully orchestrated demos designed to pump stock prices rather than demonstrate real capabilities. Now, I've been building software for a long time, and I can spot differences between a limited demo and a production-ready technology. And most AI demos wouldn't survive the first contact with real-world conditions. And this is why Apple saw some of this and pulled some of it. Companies announce revolutionary capabilities with splashy demos, but then they quietly dilute those claims in the SEC filings where there are legal consequences for misleading investors. So the incentives are completely misaligned. Executive and investors need to show progress to justify massive valuations, even when the fundamental technology isn't advancing at the promising rate. Don't believe me? Go look at the latest ChatGPT release, right? It actually was worse than the previous model. So the pattern of overpromising and underdelivering is precisely what we saw in previous tech bubbles right before they burst. Now, Apple just recently had a quality reality check, right? Apple is a company who's obsessed with quality control and user experiences, and they just indefinitely delayed their much-hyped AI features for Siri and iOS. And according to Bloomberg and The Verge, Apple engineers simply couldn't get the AI features to work consistently enough to meet Apple's quality standards. Now, when the most valuable company on earth with virtually unlimited resources and top engineering talent can't make AI reliable enough for their products, this should be a massive red flag. The problem wasn't just one or two bugs. Reports indicated a fundamental issue with consistency, hallucinations, and reliabilities that couldn't be solved on Apple's timelines. So I've learned a lot that shipping sometimes something unreliable does more damage to your brand than shipping nothing at all. Now, Apple's delay represents a moment of truth for the industry, an admission that current AI technology simply isn't ready for the prime time use cases. Now, speaking of reliability issues, if your company is trying to navigate the AI hype cycle or other systems and you have systems that aren't connected, we specialize in cutting through a lot of the buzzwords and helping you implement practical systems that is going to get your company working like a well-oiled machine. Now, while everyone's chasing the next shiny object, we're focused on building boring technology that connects your systems and make your company work really efficiently. That's our specialty. So check out startuphack.com/Spencer because we can help you out. Now, even the most advanced AI systems today suffer from a fundamental inconsistency problem. Ask the same question twice and you'll often get completely different answers. This inconsistency makes AI systems fundamentally unsuitable for mission critical applications where reliability is non-negotiable. If you're trying to fly the space shuttle to the moon and you ask an LLM a question to help you with this and you got a different answer every time, how's that going to work? LLMs that are scoring 80% on benchmark tests might sound impressive until you realize that means they're wrong 1 out of every 5 times. So I've been building systems for 25 years, and I can tell you that this level of inconsistency is not acceptable for production use yet. So there's another critical task barrier, right? AI systems simply aren't ready for truly critical tasks where mistakes have serious consequences, like medical diagnosis or legal judgment or financial decisions or safety critical operations. Last week, my own son broke his arm. As an experiment, I fed the x-rays into 3 leading AI systems, Grok, Gemini, and Claude. All 3 confidently declared the arm wasn't broken. Now, a trained radiologist spotted the fracture immediately, highlighting the massive gap between AI performances. I even actually highlighted and circled it and fed it back into all 3 systems. They still consistently told me the bone wasn't broken. So we're a long ways from any kind of medical diagnosis. This is a pretty simple medical diagnosis, right? We're a long ways from simple medical diagnosis, right? Let's look at Tesla here, right? Because I'm a huge fan of Tesla. And Tesla's been, a perfect case study for AI's reality gap, right? Elon Musk, and I'm a big Elon fan actually, but he keeps promising by the end of the year or next year, every single year since 2018, we have a public statement of him saying FSD is going to be ready, meaning fully autonomous driving. Now, the pattern's always the same. We get there, we see some marginal improvements, but we're still not better than 90% on FSD. And I'm a huge fan of FSD. I use it every day on my Tesla, right? I use it all the time. And in fact, today I went to the store to buy something. We were at Sam's Club. We got a large item. We were going to load it in, and it was just pouring rain. So I'm like, cool, I'm going to use my summons feature. And sure enough, because it was pouring rain, the summons wouldn't even work. And so like we just see a lot of these places where it's just not ready for prime time yet. It's a great, like I use FSD every day, but the computational resources required for AI training and inference are growing at an unsustainable rate. And it's creating a cost crisis that threatens the entire business model right now. OpenAI is burning cash faster than they can. The electricity consumption of these models is becoming untenable. They're like, I just read that Microsoft, Apple, or Microsoft, Facebook, Google, all just are securing contracts with nuclear powered generating stations just to be able to try to even remotely cover some of their power needs in the coming 5 to 10 years. So even with massive technology improvements, the economics of ever larger models simply don't work. You can't keep doubling costs for 5% improvements indefinitely. And that's what we're seeing. We're seeing that the cost of electricity is almost doubling just to get 1 to 2% better. So in order to get from this 70-ish range that we're at up to even 90% is going to like, it's almost a 10x energy cost, which just doesn't make sense. Now, if your company is hitting some interesting limits like those, make sure you reach out to us because here at Startup Hack, we build amazing systems with our custom software. So reach out and we can help you out. Startuphack.com/Spencer. Now, despite billions being poured onto AI research and product development, few companies have demonstrated sustainable business models based on AI capabilities. We are seeing everything related with AI right now is massive cost loss, right? Most corporate AI initiatives end up as expensive experiments that generate press releases but fail to deliver measurable returns on investments. Now, in my fractional work as a fractional CTO, I've seen countless companies chase AI applications without clear use cases just because they want to be able to slap that they're doing AI. But there's very few genuine AI success stories out there because all of them are just basically calling OpenAI as API at the end of the day. And so I actually show you want to make sure you go back and follow some of my previous videos. I actually take really simple hardware and show you how you can build some useful AI agents. I'm actually going to be doing another one of these, so make sure you like and subscribe to the channel, because I'm going to continue to show you more that you can use with some useful small LLMs. But again, you cannot use these for critical levels of systems, right? But there is some cool stuff you can do with them, and I'm going to show you some of that. We've got some great AI products that are coming out, but they're used for very specific things. They're not going to hit AGI, and they're definitely not going to replace developers. Now, the stock market is already showing early warning signs of an AI bubble correction, with Apple losing billions in market value after delaying their AI features. Investors are finally starting to question the gap between promised capabilities and delivered results. The pattern mirrors previous tech bubbles. Initial excitement drives valuation to unsustainable levels until reality forces a market correction. Now, I've seen over and over again how quickly tech markets sentiment can shift from irrational exuberance to equally irrational pessimism. We've seen this like when DeepSeek dropped and suddenly everybody questioned everything, and NVIDIA lost over 10% of its valuation, right? And it hasn't really climbed that back yet. So the companies that survive will be those that build sustainable business models with real revenue rather than chasing valuations based on speculative capabilities. So despite all these challenges, AI has a tremendous potential if we try to use it correctly. The bubble bursting, to me, actually is going to be healthy for the industry, because it's going to clear out a lot of the hype, allow us to focus on the application of what we can actually use these LLMs for. There's some cool stuff going on here. I do think AI is going to help make developers more efficient. Will it replace developers? Absolutely not. Will it help make developers more efficient by getting rid of the boilerplate code and helping them find some things faster? Totally. It's a great data collection system. I use it all the time. I have 4 paid AI subscriptions, mostly because I do a lot of testing with them. But even still, like, I do use them for many things. I have them write a lot of boilerplate code for me, right? So the winners aren't going to be companies that are promising the moon, but those who can deliver reliable solutions to a specific problem with a measurable business value that actually has an ROI on it. And I can help show you some of those. We have a whole channel, a whole playlist set with some DIY AI projects that are very real world things that you can do. I'm actually going to be dropping one tomorrow about how to use structured input and structured output for your AI using .NET and C#. So if your company wants to navigate the coming AI market correction successfully, Starter Pack can help be your guide through the changing landscape. We help businesses identify practical AI and other application uses that can deliver real value today, not speculative capabilities. I want to help you improve your ROI. Our approach focuses on sustainable technology investments that will survive any market correction. So check out starterpack.com/Spencer, and you can we can talk about what we can do to help your company out. Now, what are your thoughts? Do you agree? Do you disagree? I love to have a great conversation. So make sure to leave a comment and make sure to like and subscribe, even if your comment's just to say hello or to give me your thoughts. I love to hear your thoughts on this. What do you think? So here at Starter Pack, we love to train software developers in our licensed coding bootcamp, as well as to build custom software solutions. So reach out, because we love to help. Check out starterpack.com/.